Hi everyone, my name is Vaidehi and today we are going to talk about one of the most iconic anime series of all time, and obviously I'm talking about One Piece. One Piece is either an anime that is loved by all or sometimes even criticized by some. But after watching more than 1,000 episodes of One Piece, I think I'm finally going to answer your question whether is One Piece actually worth your time or is it just all hype? So let's dive in. Now a little about me. I love watching anime, but I won't say that I have watched every single anime out there, but I think I have watched more than enough to actually comment on what hits hard and what does not. Now coming back to the point, that is One Piece. The thing is, One Piece, I believe it's not just a random story. I think it's a journey. And I know everybody says that, and I know everybody's saying like you will be hooked or you will be attached. I personally think that it depends on people. I think One Piece as an anime has reached millions of people worldwide and has created like a big impact in the anime industry, but just because it's popular, I don't think it's made for everybody. And today I'm going to break three things to you basically. One is going to be what makes One Piece amazing. Second thing is going to be where One Piece falls short at times, and third is going to be whether it's actually truly worth your time or not. Now let's start on like a positive note, like what makes One Piece actually amazing. First things first, action scenes. I think One Piece has a lot of action scenes, but unlike other like anime where action scenes are just some flashy scenes that sort of shows anger and frustration behind them, the action scene in One Piece is actually quite full of meaning, I would say. And second point would be the storyline. I think no other anime has ever covered storylines the way Oda did. So hats off to Oda for that. Even of the side character, I mean, the storylines have emotional depth. They have humor. They have politics. They also have like real world issues like slavery, dictatorship, corruption, and all of that. One Piece as a whole of anime, what makes it stand out more is the storyline. Third thing, and this is one of my favorite, it is that the humor in One Piece does not feel forced. Like there are a lot of animes that I've watched where humor is just like a part of it. It feels very like forced into the scene, or it feels very blank. But humor in One Piece, it is genuinely funny. Even like in the filler episodes, the humor is at its peak, and I don't think anybody would actually have any issues with the humor. The story about One Piece is not about just Luffy wanting to be a pirate king. It's about the friends that he makes throughout his journey and how they all fight together to achieve a particular goal. And every character, when I say every character, I mean every single one of them have like a very proper, meaningful backstory, which I think has never been shown properly in other animes. So if you are somebody who loved layered structure of storytelling where every single side character as well has like a backstory, I think One Piece would be an ideal option for you. Like it would be gold. And one of the side characters that I'm actually dying to learn their backstory more would be Zoro. I actually really want to see how he became a swordsman properly. Like I know like his backstory has been shown, but I don't think that was too much in detail. I think there are still a lot of areas that can be covered for his backstory. So quick question for you, who is your favorite character and whose backstory would you like to know in detail? I would love to see like your thoughts on that, and I'm up for debate as well. So now let's get real. Here's where One Piece sort of can fall apart for you. One Piece is not for everyone, and the reason why I'm saying that, it's because it can feel a bit slow than usual. The backstories that Oda has written for every single side character as well, they are too much in detail and they are like properly explained, every single thing. So that's why I think if you are somebody who loves a fast moving anime where like the plot twists are explained in like coming episodes or so, I don't think you will be able to watch you will be able to continue watching One Piece for a longer period of time. You may need like smaller breaks in between. I think One Piece is a commitment, and I'm not lying. And the reason why is it takes time to build. Some arcs are so quick and fast moving, and some arcs are so slow. Like, that is something that cannot be matched in other animes at all. Third point would be you will fall in love with the journey and not like the final, I would say, destination. Basically, the result of every arc you might not love, but the story, the trip in general that I'm talking about, like why One Piece is a journey, that particular story, it is something that you will fall in love with pretty quickly. Like, that's something that I think is another USP for One Piece. And with 1,000 episodes, I think if you like to binge watch any anime and complete that in a week or a month, I think you will honestly feel the burnout after watching One Piece. Like, that's too real. It's too real to even talk about. So I think the bottom line would be that if you are a patient person, then One Piece is something that you can consider watching, because every single arc and every single moment needs a bit of time to settle in, and especially with each arc ranging from like 200-300 episodes or so on, I think it can be a bit too much for some people. If you're not good at it, then please avoid it at all costs. If you are someone who has already watched One Piece, and if you have any comment on that for other people, please let them know in the comment. But speaking from my own perspective, it would be that One Piece is quite iconic and amazing to miss out on. And my personal favorite arc throughout the One Piece anime series would be the Dressrosa one. Like, I could not even skip a single second of frame throughout that particular arc. Like, absolutely none. There are times when fights in One Piece or explanation in One Piece, they are sort of so extended, so long, and that I sometimes skip like a second, 10 seconds or so. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I do that. But in Dressrosa one, I did not do that at all. The story, the battles, the emotions, everything was too real, I would say. It kept me hooked, honestly. But coming to like the recent arc, which is the Wano one, which is complete, by the way, and I will be honest, some scenes in the Wano arc felt too stretched. I'm sorry, like, this had to be mentioned. I don't know, I just felt like some scenes were too far stretched, and then there were some moments that could have been explained in detail but were not, and also they felt quite rushed. So for example, the entire country was actually suffering from hunger, and Sanji, as a cook of the Straw Hats pirate, has also suffered from hunger. So his point of view, how he wants to take care of the people who were starving and were dying because of hunger, could have been like in detail. Like, he could have had some of his moments where he could have shined much brighter compared to like how he did in the Wano arc. Especially after like the whole Cake Island, I felt like Sanji is getting at his peak point, but I did not see a lot of him in the Wano arc in general. So that, I think, felt a bit off. Second point would be Yamato not joining Straw Hats. Like, why? And it didn't even get like a proper detailed episode or further explanation as to why Yamato didn't join the Straw Hats. Like, why did that happen? I think that could have been explained properly, which was also missing. Basically, One Piece, like, it's always been praised for its detailed storytelling. It quite felt short in the Wano arc, is what I would say. I honestly felt that something was missing throughout that arc, and I was unable to point that out. Although I'm not like enraged or anything like that why Wano arc felt short compared to others, I would say that I did feel a bit of disappointment. Don't get me wrong, Wano arc was still very beautifully made. There were like so many emotional moments. There were like some epic fights as well. But I think compared to the earlier arcs, like Dressrosa, Whole Cake Island. I was expecting a bit more from Wano arc. I honestly did feel that Oda was actually running and was actually in a hurry to complete the manga series. Like I was able to identify that through the Wano arc, I think. And that's where I think it fell short for me. Like, as a fan who has been like watching this anime series for years, I think I could feel that bit of a difference in this particular arc. So let me know your thoughts in the comments as well regarding this particular arc. Coming to the main question, is One Piece actually worth watching or not? The answer would be, if you are somebody who loves slow burning, emotional, long form, detailed storytelling, then yes, I think it's too good to miss out on. But if you are somebody who loves short paced anime, maybe this is not for you. Like, I won't say that One Piece is perfect. No anime out there is perfect according to me. But I think if you are looking for a story that stays with you for a longer period of time, with characters that you will never forget, and basically the life lessons that you didn't even know you needed, I think One Piece is still worth watching. But if like slow burning is not for you, then skip on it, please. This was like a complete generic type of video that where I felt like I should not go into detail. That's why I skipped a lot of things, but I tried covering all the points that are necessary to basically decide whether One Piece is worth your time or not. I love to have anime based discussions a lot of times, and I know your opinion can like be very different and you might not agree with the points that I just covered, but I would still be up for the debate. So that was it. Thank you for hanging out with me till now. If you enjoyed this video till now, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, because in the future I will be uploading more anime related content. Do not miss out to hit on the bell icon because you will be notified. I will see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye.